Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome to my hobby blog. Today we are going to do a review today of a very recent movie that has come out called Cocaine Bear. That is directed by Elizabeth Banks, so happy Women's Appreciation Month. I didn't realize this movie was directed by a woman, so I was very kind of excited when her name popped up and I was like, hey, someone new who I don't know. And oh my god, everybody is in this movie, feels like. A lot of people that I recognized. Uh, Overall, I thought the movie was a little safe, but if you don't know what Cocaine Bear, I'll just read the synopsis. An oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converge in a Georgian forest where a 500-pound black bear goes on a murderous rampage after unintentionally ingesting cocaine. That's the entire movie. It is very straightforward. I really enjoyed it as a dumb movie. It is quite dumb. It's very safe in its comedy. It had some pretty great kills, though. You get a lot of decapitations, limbs flying, you get buckets of blood, and shockingly, characters blow each other's brains out with guns. This movie is quite violent for a sort of Hollywood, or what I assume is a Hollywood production, but it's definitely well produced and high budget. The CGI for the bear is not that good, I'll just say, and I'm definitely just rambling through this review because I just got back from the theater. I have the Regal subscription, which means that I get to see unlimited amounts of movie every month for like $14 a month or whatever. So as long as you watch 2 or 3 movies at the minimum a month in the theaters, it pays for itself. So I was trying to find something to watch today. Felt like doing something for the channel, so I promised that I would do a review over the weekend. I didn't do it, so oh well. This is sort of what my gift to everybody is. But this movie is very predictable. This movie feels like a warm blanket because this is not a movie that I even wanted to watch. I heard about the premise and I said, oh, I remember hearing about the Cocaine Bear incident. I wasn't alive during these events because it is based on a true story, but I remember hearing about it and I was like, oh, that sounds fun, I guess. I feel like I've seen the movie already. And that definitely was echoing through my brain as I was watching the movie because we have a lot of really great actors who are all playing pretty not shallow characters, but just two-dimensional. You don't have much depth to any of these characters. You have one quality that everybody is sort of defined by. You have an amazing cop character who I really enjoyed most and had a lot of investment in because throughout the entire movie he is trying to get a dog. And the first dog that he gets is this like little toy poodle who has a bow in its hair, and it looks so cute and I loved it. And I was so afraid the entire fucking movie because this animal or this movie is, again, it's rated R. It's about a bear addicted to cocaine. I thought the dogs were going to die. Big relief to everybody. The dog does not die in this movie, if you were wondering about that, because I was very worried the moment that this guy came up, and I thought the bear was going to kill the dog and he would have to avenge the dog and end up being killed also, and that he would be cradling the body of the dead. I don't know, but that was my expectation. They subverted it, whatever. The dog lives happily ever after with a new owner. This movie is very star-studded again. Let me just go through the names of who is in this movie. Some of them I had to look up because I was like, I know their face. I don't know what they've been in, though. First actress, playing the character of Sari. Sai. Actress name Kerry Russell. She was in the final Star Wars sequel trilogy movie, whatever it's called, Rise of Skywalker, I guess. O'Shea Jackson Jr. is also in this movie, and if you don't know who he is the son of Ice Cube. The entire movie, I was like, I know this guy. Why does he look so familiar? Why is Ice Cube's face coming up in my head when I'm trying to think of where I've seen this guy? And I looked him up, and ends up he is the son of Ice Cube. So I was very excited for that. He most famously played Ice Cube in the Straight Outta Compton movie, which I still haven't seen yet. I've never been much of a rap listener because from the age of 6 or 7, I was listening to metal, and I got pretty elitist about that. And there's some rap that I've listened to, but I've really enjoyed Ice Cube in his days with Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. So I was really excited to see that his son is acting, and still acting, because I hadn't really heard anything he's done since Straight Outta Compton. I never saw that, so I didn't really hear anything else. But he was also in the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie, which might be one of my least favorite Godzilla movies. But we also have Alden Ehrenreich, who plays Han Solo in the Solo Rogue One story, whatever it's called. We also have Ray Liotta, who was also in, oh my god, not Untouchables, but, oh my god, I am losing my street cred. I'm looking it up now. Goodfellas. I apologize. He was also in Goodfellas, and he's been in dozens of other movies. Unfortunately, he passed away recently, and they did have a ending memoriam for Ray Liotta, which was pretty nice for them to do that. We also have the actor Christopher Hivju. He's a Norwegian actor. Best known as the guy who played Tormund Giantsbane from Game of Thrones, the big ginger wildling. He was great in that show up until, I think, season 4. I don't know. But Tormund Giantsbane is in this movie also. I was excited to see him. I wish there was a bit more with him. We also have the actress Margot Martindale, who is always the kind of type of school counselor character, is sort of the best way I can describe her. She plays a ranger in this movie, and she's pretty fun. Again, all of these characters aren't that fully realized. There's not really many interesting characters in this movie. But we also have the character of Henry, who is played by Christian Convery, who is... I don't really know anything about him. I'm looking at his letterbox right now, and it says he's in Venom, and that's about it. He, one of the storylines that we see in this movie, as the synopsis says, is that we follow 2 teens in this movie. One of them is played by Christian Convery, who I just said, and he is pretty funny. He, and also the girl in this movie, who is played by Brooklyn Prince. I'll get more into what else she's been in, but both of them together were really great. I thought that was sort of the best character interaction that we had in terms of me actually being invested in the characters, because when you go see a movie called Cocaine Bear, you're not really expecting Kurosawa, Fellini. You're not expecting Martin Scorsese. You're going to watch a bear high on cocaine, fucking people up, and you get plenty of that in this movie. But for dumb people like me, sometimes I like a character to root for. And I was rooting for these kids the entire film. And the other teen who is in this film... her character's name is Dee Dee. She's played by Brooklyn Prince, who, if you don't remember, because I recognize her and I said, oh my god, I've seen her in something. I don't know what. And I looked her up just now, and she was in one of my favorite films, called The Florida Project by Sean Baker, which is one of the sleaziest movies I've ever seen, but it's so good. Willem Dafoe is in it too, but that was like 7 years ago, so she was like 6 or 7. The actress was making that film, and in this film, I guess she's 12, 13 or so, because it's been 6 years since Florida Project, and I don't know. She was great in Florida Project, and this one she gets the job done. I don't really know what else to say. Again, these two characters, the two kids, were the most I was invested for, because right off the bat they're like the rebels, they're skipping school. Again, this is not again, but if you don't know, this movie takes place in the 80s, so you have a lot of synthesizer music. You have 80s pop songs playing, and it was getting a little bit annoying. But what's fun is that there's a lot of the 80s tropes. Kids on bicycles, we have that in the film, just like Stranger Things and Stand By Me, It, anything Stephen King, John Carpenter, all of that. And I don't know. I really enjoyed the music throughout this movie just because there's a pretty solid stereo system in the theater, so it sounded great. I did not mind. We had quite a number of people in the theater, which was nice. Everybody was respectful. People were laughing. A couple kids kept running up and down the aisles, leaving and coming back with more snacks, and then leaving again. And it felt like they'd seen it before because they kept dipping out in the slow parts and coming back right when the action was starting. So, oh well. That's exactly the kind of movie you're going for with a film called Cocaine Bear. I enjoyed it. Let me just go back to more actresses and actors in this film that you probably know. Another one is Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who I don't know anything about, but he's in it. I clicked his name just now, hoping that an interesting movie would come up. But the most interesting one for me is a lovely actress named Ayoola Smart. She has been casted as one of my favorite characters from The Wheel of Time, for the Wheel of Time TV show, and she is going to play Avienda. And this was the first movie, or really any piece of media that I've seen her in, acting and, being an actress. And so I was really excited for this when she showed up, because I was like, okay, I get to set my expectations for The Wheel of Time Season 2, because Avienda is one of my favorite characters of The Wheel of Time. The Aiel are some of the most interesting characters that we have, and she's one of the best of them, in my opinion. But that was really fun to see. We also had Scott Seiss, who I'm going to pull his picture up because you may recognize him. Of course, it's just showing his mustache. I apologize. But he's the guy you see on TikTok and Instagram everywhere as the angry retail worker, where he just has a lot of really funny videos of him pretending to be a boss and being like, make sure if you have time to lean, then you got time to clean. And he's like, oh yeah, if you have time to, judge me, or whatever. He has really great kind of anti-capitalist reels and TikToks and stuff. So it was really bizarre to see him, because I was like, isn't that the guy that I see on Instagram all the time? Okay, I guess that's him. And I forgot about it because, he does a pretty well job as an actor. This is his first movie that he's been in. And so that was fun. Fun to see him. I didn't really know anybody else on the cast. I'm just looking quickly here. Yeah, that was really it in terms of all the actors and actresses. It was just a lot of, oh, I know that person. Oh, I know that person. It was fun. Why not? I don't know. What do I think of this movie overall? Now that I've had more time to think about it, I don't know. I think I would on Letterboxd, I'm probably going to rate it 3.5. I may give it a 4 just because I had such a positive theater experience. There were quite a number of people in there, and nobody was a piece of shit and disrespectful or talking through the movie or on the phones, which I'm so used to. That's why I never go to the theaters unless it's during the day on the weekend, because I know nobody's going to be there. But I was shocked to see so many people here. Seeing Cocaine Bear on a Monday night. I mean, seems like just a Friday night, Saturday night hangout movie, but it was fun. Shut my brain off for an hour and a half. This movie is like 95 minutes at the most. It was awesome. I really enjoyed that. It was nice to see a movie for just an hour and a half. About 20 minutes before the movie ended, I really needed to use the restroom. And it was driving me crazy because I knew we were close to the end because we're having the culmination of all these different plots going on. And I'm sitting there like, come on, come on, come on. But if this was Avatar or one of the Marvel movies, I would have had to leave and come back because I don't know. But the hour and a half runtime really fucking helps it. That was such a nice surprise for me because I didn't know how long this movie was. I assume everything in the theater is 2 hours at the minimum, up to 4 hours, because you got to factor in commercials and getting there early just to get to your seat and all that. And it wasn't too bad. But gosh, God, I've been talking for 16 minutes. Feel like I haven't said much, but this movie is just a cozy movie. You go in to have a fun time. This is not one that will be remembered really too much, except for the fact that it brought this true life event out to a lot more people, because this was such a fun internet story that I've been hearing for years and years, and I would forget about it for years, and then it would pop up again on Reddit or just on a random social media, and it would be exciting because it was like, oh yeah, this happened. This was so weird. And it's weird that it took so long for this movie or for that event to be adapted into a movie or even not even a TV show. Oh God, 10 hours of that would be pretty awful. But this movie does not overstay its welcome. I really enjoyed that about it. The violence was great in it. It's just violent enough to even keep me kind of, that must have hurt, whatever. And there's like 2 specific scenes that was especially made my skin crawl. There's one where the bear punches its paw through a window and scratches a guy all the way across the face. The Sadness did it a lot more disgustingly when the guy took the the deep fryer and put over his face and then took his finger. Ugh. You should go see The Sadness if you haven't already, but I don't want to go on too much longer, but I feel like I've said enough. I don't want to hold on for too long, but thank you so much for watching, and please have a great rest of the night.